Hello and welcome to another edition of Game Time Situation. I'm Brendan Bittner and he's
Matt Brubaker. We have a great show lined up for you today.
The basketball teams played home games in Braun's house. We'll tell you how they did.
The AU indoor track teams find themselves near the top of the national polls, and we know it's still cold out, and who knows if there's another snowstorm coming, but it has not stopped the spring season from beginning.
The tennis team started its season in sub-30-degree temps, and the baseball team is finally out of the dark AU fieldhouse and took to the diamond dressed in their February warmest.
And the softball team gets underway this weekend, so we'll have a preview for their season.
We have all that to cover. What are we standing here for?
I don't know. We should get back to the desk.
Well, what time is it?
It's game time.
Who? Coming off a win against the number 8 team in the country, the AU women's basketball team looked comfortable on its road trip to Saginaw Valley on February 12th. Now granted, the Cardinals' overall record coming into the game was 2-19, but still, the Eagles needed to knock down shots and defend their basket. They did both of those to the tune of a 101-61 win over Saginaw Valley. Ashland gradually built a 54-33 lead going into halftime by shooting a lethal 65% from the field, including a 6 of 10 clinic from three-point line. Senior forward Lindsey Warren had 12 points at the half to lead AU. The second half did not add many more dramatics as the Eagles continued to stroke the ball and limited Saginaw to just 37% shooting in the game. 5 Eagles finished in double figures as all but one player played at least 16 minutes. Senior reserve center Jessica Minch led the charge with 18 points off the bench, while Warren and 3 others added at least 13 points. Other than the field goal percentages, the defense, the three-pointers, the rebounding, and the steals, yeah, the Eagles dominated the game. The biggest difference might have come in the points off turnovers, which favored the Eagles 33-18. The Eagles were not so lucky in their next game to take on a struggling opponent. Ashland traveled to the Upper Peninsula to take on Lake Superior State, who still only came in with a 7-10 record in the conference, though an improved team when compared to Saginaw. AU's shooting stroke went cold in the farther north. The farther north they went, and the Eagles fell 72-55 on the shores of the Superior. I cannot talk. The Lakers held the Eagles scoreless for nearly the first 8 minutes of the first half and jumped to a 10-0 lead. The Eagles cut the lead to 7 at 34-27 coming into the half, but the Lakers stormed out of the locker room at the start of the second stanza. Lake State went on a 13-1 run at the start of the half to put the game away as they led by 19. From there, the Eagles never got closer than 13 points as the Lakers continued to roll. The Eagles shot just 26% from the field in the game and only stayed competitive because they connected on 22 of 25 free throws. The Lakers responded from the line, though, shooting 21 of 22 themselves in a game that featured 40 fouls. That's 1 foul per minute in a game that wasn't even close in the final minutes when the teams commit most of their fouls. Sophomore guard Rachel Portman led the Eagles with 12 points off the bench, but 8 of those 12 came from the free throw stripe. No other player was in double figures as Morrison and sophomore forward Elizabeth Tyler each added 9. Matt, the Eagles started hot in Michigan, but then went cold in a hurry. Did they build a fire to keep warm in Case Gymnasium last weekend?
The Lady Eagles basketball team honored 5 seniors at Thursday's senior night game against Wayne State. Guards Alethea Lamberson and Lisa Grau, along with forwards Betsy Morrison, Lindsey Warren, and Jessica Minch, all started the game against the Warriors and marked the first time all season the seniors started a game together. The Eagles were led by those players throughout the contest as the Eagles looked to push the tempo the entire game as Wayne State only dressed 7 players. The Eagles looked dominant as they jumped out to a 30-24 lead at the half. The second was no contest for the Ashland Eagles as the Eagles outscored the Warriors 47-41 to notch their 15th win of the season by a count of 87-75. With the win, the Eagles remained in the 5th spot in the GLIAC standings, 3 games behind 4th place Northwood and 3 games ahead of 6th place Ferris State. In the game, the standout was Lisa Grau, who was 3 assists shy of her first career triple-double. She tallied 12 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals for good measure. Betsy Morrison totaled 18 points to lead Ashland. Minch had 14 points and 6 boards, and Warren had 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Alethea Lamberson finished out her home career as an Eagle with 7 points and an enormous grin from ear to ear. With the win, the Eagles moved to 15-9 on the season and 11-8 in GLIAC competition. Like Joe Tate would say, it's basketball time in the queue. Only this time that was meant for Ashland University as the women traveled to downtown Cleveland to host the Northwood Timberwolves at Quicken Loans Arena Sunday, February 22nd. The Eagles jumped out quickly as the surroundings didn't bother them at all, outscoring the Wolves 12-2 in the early minutes. Northwood fought back, though, with Megan Starnes and Sarah Glowacki's scoring abilities. And after 20 minutes of play, Ashland only led 33-32. The Eagles came out ready to dominate in the second half. Betsy Morrison put on her PF Flyers and scored 19 second-half points for Ashland to keep the Eagles in front for most of the second half. Northwood took the lead with 5 minutes and 53 seconds to play on a Glowacki layup, giving the Wolves a 60-59 advantage. Ashland was on the comeback train, though, with Alethea Lamberson at the helm. She made 2 clutch free throws with 16 seconds left to ice the game, and the Eagles walked out of the queue 74-68 winners. Morrison might want to think about playing with LeBron in the queue, as she scorched Northwood with 27 points and 7 rebounds. Morrison is now only 33 points shy of 1,000 points for her career. Jessica Minch stepped up as well for the Eagles as she poured in 12 points, totaled 9 rebounds, and swatted 2 shots. Brendan, what would Austin Carr say? Get that weak stuff out of here. Lisa Grau
I know he'd say.
helped the Eagles scoring 9 points, grabbing 8 rebounds, and again totaling 4 steals. Starnes led Northwood with 20 points, and Glowacki poured in 12. The Eagles moved to 16-9 on the season and 12-8 in the conference. The Eagles next travel to Findlay tomorrow night to take on those Oilers. That wraps up the women's basketball coverage. We're talking men's action next, so stay tuned for more Game Time Situation right after this break.
Whoops. Sorry. I must have inherited my driving skills from my birth mom.
I don't know about that, but you definitely got her hair and eyes.
What about her vision?
Vision?
Yeah, she had the vision to choose you and Mom to be my parents, didn't she?
You got a point. Okay, pull forward. Let's try it again. And this time, try using some of that vision, huh?
Adoption. It's about love.
Whoa.
A message from LDS Family Services.
Did you guys see what I got in the last store?
Show us. Oh, it's cute.
Cute, eh? Uh-huh. Sorry. Hello? Oh, hi. Yeah, we're out shopping.
Okay.
So cute on you. Yeah, I'll remember. Okay. Oh. Really?
Uh-huh. I think they found something.
And the thrill hunt?
Whoa.
I have a tennis match. Are you gonna come and see me? Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll be home at about 5. Love you lots. Bye, Mom. Your mom? What?
No matter what you talk to your kids about, love is what they'll hear.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, brother. I think he's next.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Welcome back to Game Time Situation. The men's basketball team was in desperate need for a win on Thursday, February 12th at Saginaw Valley State. Almost as desperate as my need for a drink of water right now. The Eagles came into this game 2-6 in the last 8 games and were hoping to improve their chances of playing in the GLIAC tournament. The Eagles started out sluggish as the Cardinals jumped out to a 15-4 lead. The Eagles didn't give in, though, as they made a run of their own with baskets from Tyler Rosenberger, Blake Saunders, and Brett Wackerly. The Eagles cut the lead to 2 after their run, but still trailed 44-40 at the half. After the Cardinals made 8 triples in the first half, the Eagles hoped halftime would cool them down, at least some. The Cardinals says no chance. The Eagles jumped out to a 4-point lead early in the second half with an 8-0 scoring run, but the Cardinals flew back in front with a 10-0 run of their own. The second half consisted of 7 more trays made by SVSU, and the Cardinals would not be stopped as they won 88-74. The Cardinals shot 42% from beyond the arc compared to Ashland's 24%. Cale Richardson paced Ashland with 16 points, and junior Bylan Hatcher had 15. Rosenberger and Wackerly pitched in 12 and 11 respectively in the losing effort. Cardinal guard Dante Williams had a great day, scoring 35 points on 12 of 26 shooting. He also converted on 8 of 12 threes and even dished out 7 assists. Sounds like somebody else I know. LeBron, anyone? Greg Foster also put up LeBron-like numbers, posting 11 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists. By my count, that's a triple-double. The loss dropped Ashland to 9-12 on the season and 7-10 in the GLIAC. 2 days later, Ashland traveled to Lake Superior State, still looking for that win. This time, though, they would face a Laker team who was regionally ranked and one of the elite teams in the conference. They proved how great they really were in the first half, as the other Laker team from up north shot 52% from the floor and also making 7 of 10 threes. What's with the hot shooting from beyond the arc against the Eagles? Despite the gaudy numbers, Ashland held tough and only trailed 36-31 at the intermission. The second half was filled with entertainment, but we will jump late into the second half when the Eagles actually led by 6 with just under 5 minutes to play. Their lead was trimmed to 1 with just over 2 minutes to play, but Cale Richardson drained 2 jumpers, and the scoreboard read 75-71 at that point. But that point also meant Ashland would not score again. The Lakers dominated the final 2 minutes and won the game by a count of 79-75. Richardson, despite the loss, played great, scoring 18 points and grabbing 20 rebounds. The double-double for the big boy down low was his 5th of the season. Tyler Rosenberger scored 15 points for the Eagles, and Blake Saunders finished with 14 points and 7 boards. The Eagles fell to 9-13 on the season and 7-11 in the conference, while the Lakers improved to 17-6 overall and 14-4 in conference play. Brendan, please tell me the Eagles won at home against Wayne State, a team we beat earlier this season at their place.
The Eagles returned to Case Gymnasium last Thursday for a game against Wayne State. The problem was, as Matt said, the Eagles haven't been very good at home. Ashland entered with a 5-game losing streak on their home floor and were playing a Warriors team with something to play for, a spot in the GLIAC playoffs, which the Eagles are also fighting for. The Eagles led through much of the game, but they fell apart in the second half. It's been a problem for this Eagle team of late, and that trend continued in this one. The Eagles led by as many as 13 points in the first half, but Wayne State battled back to take a 31-29 lead on a 19-4 run late in the first half. Ashland, though, closed the half strong and led 38-32 at the break. The Eagles used balanced scoring in that first half, as no one scored in double figures, but all but one got on the score sheet. In the second half, the Eagles rebuilt the lead to 10, but just 4 minutes later, the Warriors tied the game at 61. The Eagles continued to lead after that until Reggie Stallings. What do you think Reggie Stallings did, Matt? You saw the game.
Probably made a 3.
He hit a 3 to tie the game with 2 seconds left to send the game to overtime. The Warriors pounced the Eagles in the final 5 minutes for the 89-83 loss. It was the first time Wayne State led all game except for that brief 2-point lead in the first half. 4 Eagles scored in double figures, led by sophomore center Cale Richardson, who posted a double-double with 20 points and 12 boards. Sophomore forward Blake Saunders added 15 points and 12 rebounds for Ashland. The Eagles were mauled in points off turnovers as Wayne State turned 18 turnovers into 29 points. The Eagles scored just 5 points on 10 WSU giveaways. So that made it 6 straight losses for the Eagles at Case Gymnasium. Apparently a change of scenery was necessary for this team, but how could they do that with a home game against Northwood? Well, the Eagles went up to Cleveland and played in Click and Loans Arena in the house of Torrance Kinsey. He's the most famous player that plays there, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the house of Braun, though, was friendly to the Eagles in Sunday's 60-55 win over the Timberwolves. The Eagles led through much of this game as well, but did not fold as they did at Case 3 days earlier. Senior forward Tyler Rosenberger hit all 4 threes in the game and had a team-high 18 points. Apparently, he had no problem with the empty-looking arena where the Cavaliers would beat the Pistons later that night. The largest lead for anyone in the first half was 6, and that was by the Eagles, who actually trailed at the half 28-27. Ashland picked up the pace in the second half, taking a 48-37 lead, but the T-Wolves recovered to take their own 1-point lead with 1:16 to play. But Brett Wackerly, who had been quiet for most part, hit a jumper to retake the lead and hit a pair of free throws along with Richardson to cap the 60-55 win. Bylan Hatcher heated up in the second half and finished with 14 points and 6 boards, while Northwood's Lionel Sullivan led all scorers with 19. The Eagles now head out to face top-ranked and undefeated Findlay on Thursday before playing Hillsdale on Saturday. That's all we have for basketball. We'll take a timeout and take a look at wrestling when we come back. Stay tuned.
Have you saved a life today?
I took 2 flood victims to a shelter.
I donated a day's pay to help a family that lost everything in a fire.
Have you saved a life today?
I teach a class in infant CPR.
I donated a pint of blood.
Have you saved a life today?
No, but today somebody saved mine.
The American Red Cross. Together, we can save a life.
With diabetes, you feel more vulnerable.
Every day is a new challenge.
Diabetes has made me improve my life. I take better care now.
I could actually die from the flu.
Being in control is the only way to survive.
A flu shot? Guess you could say it's like a life preserver when you have diabetes.
I'm going to ask my doctor for a flu shot today.
As parents, we do whatever is necessary to ensure the health of our children. Sadly, most parents don't realize that their child's first eye exam with an eye doctor should be between the age of 6 and 12 months. I urge you to take your baby to an optometrist for a comprehensive eye assessment. It can literally change your child's vision of the future.
Infancy optometrists offer a no-charge eye assessment for infants 12 months old or younger. Call today to find an optometrist near you.
Nuclear weapons material stored in laboratories and other facilities, some protected by just a chain-link fence. Terrorists are trying to steal these materials to make a nuclear bomb and attack us here. We need to stop them at the source by locking down the materials. There is something you can do to protect America. Visit saferworld.org. Be part of stopping a catastrophe before it happens.
Welcome back to Game Time Situation. The last home match of the season didn't go according to plan for the Ashland University wrestling team. It was senior night on February 13th at Case Gymnasium, which meant the Eagles said so long to 4 seniors on this year's team. It was also alumni night, which meant the AU program said welcome back 25 former grapplers in attendance. These current Eagles could have used the performance of some of those older Eagles in the lineup. Even if the old guys had huffed and puffed a bit, experience might have helped turn the tide in this match, which went to Heidelberg 17-15. Prior to the start, AU head coach Tim Durnland warned that this would be a close encounter and that bonus points would loom large. He was right on the money. One of the major turning points in the match came at 133 pounds, where Heidelberg's Tony Lawler pinned Jacob Bartley at 114. Bartley was ahead 4-2 when Lawler regrouped and gave the visitors 6 points. Normally, AU has struggled to get points in the lower weights, but on this night, Ashland won 2 of the first 4 bouts. In the opener, Dan Mandera won at 125, 3-0 over Jared Hoaxie. At 149, Tommy Grazel evened his record at 14-14 with a 5-4 decision over Kurt Levy. But AU dropped the next 2 matches, one by 3 points and the other by 2 points. The bleeding was finally halted at 174, where 2-time All-American Justin Ferguson was a 14-7 winner over Mac Henry. Ferguson did everything he could in the final moments to try and get a major decision, but Henry was smart enough not to get into that position to let it happen. Ferguson got 3 points and Ashland trailed 15-9. In the end, it wasn't enough. Even with victories by Josh Olt at 197 and Jacob Southwick at 285, the Eagles couldn't go past the Student Princes. AU is 3-9 in dual meet action, with a match upcoming on Saturday at West Liberty. Heidelberg is 10-3 and ranked 11th in the country.
On Valentine's Day, many people are expected to show their love and appreciation for their significant other. For the Eagle wrestling team, they had other ideas. They wanted to do battle with West Liberty. The match was supposed to be a final tune-up before the NCAA regional tournament, but it didn't go as planned, as the Eagles ended up in a tie. Dan Mandera was the only winner for Ashland in the first 5 matches, winning in his 125-pound weight class. Other winners for Ashland in the tie were Tony Bradbury, Justin Ferguson, and most importantly, the win that tied the match came from 285-pound freshman Tyler Hawkins. Yikes, 285-pound freshman. That's more than you and me, Brendan. The NCAA regional tournament will begin on March 1st. Brendan, how did the Tankers do with the GLIAC championships?
Both AU swimming teams finished 4th at the 2009 GLIAC Swimming and Diving Championships, which concluded on Valentine's Day in Jenison, Michigan. In the final women's standings, AU finished with 392 points. First place went to Grand Valley with 897, and Wayne State was the runner-up with Indianapolis third. 8 teams were included in the women's field. The Wayne State men's team won the conference crown with 900 points, while Grand Valley was second and Indianapolis finished third. The Eagles were fourth with 477 points. Wayne State's Sean Smith was named male athlete, and Elena Hogel of Wayne State was the women's athlete of the meet. On Saturday, AU's Eric Hackinson was the runner-up in the 200 breaststroke. His time was 33.06 seconds. Excuse me.
The Ashland indoor track team has been busy, to say the least. Many are competing for automatic berths for the NCAA Division II Indoor Track and Field Championships. And I wouldn't be doing this segment unless I had some qualifiers, so here we go. Tara Cooper qualified for the weight throw and the shot put on February 14th and 21st, respectively. In the weight throw, she qualified with a throw of 19.5 meters, and in the shot put up a throw of 14.34 meters. I don't even know about track, but that's good. On the men's side, members of the football team dominate my list. Carlin Isles qualified for the 60-meter dash with a school record time of 6.74 seconds. He also qualified for the 4x400-meter relay with fellow teammates Edwin Smith, Nick Belanco, and Joe Horn, with a time of 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Horn also qualified individually in the 200-meter dash with a time of 21.85 seconds. We are going to do our own running by running through this last break, and we will be back with more Game Time Situation right after these messages.
She won her first race by 13 lengths. The next month, she broke her leg. Using a surgical procedure developed through research with animals, doctors repaired it. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Unleashing a furious one on the outside and a 1/6 of a mile from the wire. Willie Collins is there. Personal Ensign, a dramatic finish.
Personal Ensign ran 13 times and retired as an undefeated champion. You see, animal research saves animals too.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Outside or inside, it appears the Ashland University tennis team can win either way. In the Eagles' first match of the spring, they traveled to Oberlin to take on the Yo women. Playing inside to avoid the rain pouring down on Wednesday, AU came away with a 7-2 victory. Ashland had not played a match since the GLIAC tournament on October 26th. Any rust the players had didn't show as they swept 3 doubles matches. The first doubles combo of freshman Victoria Gowdy and freshman Paige Cooper won 8-5. The second doubles pair of freshmen Paula Orozco and Corinne Paisley won 8-5 as well. The third doubles team of Sarah Tegner and Krista Halicki won 8-3. In singles action, Gowdy won at second singles, Cooper won at third singles, Tegner swept in fourth singles, and Paisley at fifth singles. The loss dropped Oberlin to 3-2 this year. The Eagle baseball team is coming into the 2009 season in style. Recently, they received their World Series ring for participating in the 08 series. The team compiled a record of 40-18 and a GLIAC record of 17-7. That GLIAC mark left them in second, only behind none other than, take a guess at who that was in first.
Grand Valley?
It was Grand Valley. They win everything. The team returns 10 letter winners from last season and 4 starters. The top returners for the 09 season are Jacob Petcack, Ben Menard, Tyson Rowland, and Matt Schultz. Petcack batted .408 with 10 homers and 65 RBIs last season, while Menard hit .435 with 11 dingers and 61 RBIs, along with a 9-6 record on the mound with a .456 ERA. Rowland batted .317 with 25 RBIs and stole 30 bases, and Schultz was 5-1 on the hill with a 5 ERA. With the baseball preview completed, Matt, how did the Eagles begin their season against Bellarmine?
Spring is around the corner and baseball season is approaching as well. The Eagle baseball team played a 3-game series against Bellarmine on February 21st and 22nd. The Eagles took Game 1 by a final of 4-3 on a strong pitching performance by Ben Menard. Menard pitched 6 innings, giving up only 3 runs and struck out 6. In a doubleheader on Sunday, the Eagles dropped both contests 4-3 in Game 1 and 2-1 in Game 2. In Game 1, the Eagles were held to 8 hits and also committed 2 errors. The game was tied at 3 in the bottom of the 9th when Todd Schlenkerman hit the batter, walking in the winning run. In Game 2, the Eagles lost despite giving up only 1 hit. Brad Thomas started for the Eagles and went 3 innings, giving up the 2 runs and the lone hit. The only scoring for AU was off of an RBI single by Jacob Petcack. The Eagles finished the weekend going 1-2, and Bellarmine is now 2-4.
The snow that has been falling in Ashland the last couple of days has not helped the anticipation for the Ashland softball team. They are set to begin play with the USI tournament on February 28th against Bellarmine University, and the tournament continues on March 1st against Southern Indiana. Last year's softball team went 29-17 and 13-7 in the GLIAC, finishing 4th in the conference. The Eagles returned 7 letter winners from last season and 4 starters. Some of the top returners are sophomore Erica Miller and Logan Hersey and senior Shannon Gray. Miller hit .363 with 19 RBI last season, and Hersey had an 11-9 record on the mound with a .230 ERA. Gray batted .375 last season and was 11-5 on the mound with an ERA of .194. From all of us here at Gametime Situation, which I think is like 6 of us around here, 7, good luck to the Eagle softball team. So Matt, we've spent a lot of time the last 3 days. We went up to Quicken Loans Arena and watched the men's and women's basketball teams play at Quicken Loans Arena. Then we were up there again for some more Cavs action on Tuesday with a career fair, and some other Game Time people were there with us as well. So what did you think about your experience there? We spent, I think you said 19 hours in about 3 days at Quicken Loans Arena. It's not a bad place to spend 19 hours.
A great place to spend 19 hours. A lot of traveling, a lot of gas money, but gas is cheap now. But yeah, we spent a lot of time up there. The Cavs game was fun. They beat the Pistons 99-78. Both Eagle teams won at the Q, which was great. We got to call the games as well, isolated in the second section or whatever that was. It was a great time up there for me. The job fair was great. I even got a call right before the show saying, give me a call back. So it was a good time.
Very good news for you then.
Yeah,
we got to sit up in Joe Tate's perch and call those games. Watch, LeBron really did not play in the fourth quarter in either game. The Pistons really didn't show much, but Cavaliers look awfully good with Mo Williams running the point, and Delonte West finally came back healthy. Sat out on Tuesday, but was finally healthy on Sunday, though. Chipped in 25 points.
Yeah, very impressive for Delonte West, and his first game back as well with the wrist. Well, that was one busy show. We got to cover 2 seasons all in 1/2 hour.
Maybe we should think about a 1-hour show or a live Game Time every morning for 2 hours, SportsCenter style.
Well, that's ambitious. Maybe we could give this a shot. Is there really enough going on to get through 2 live hours every morning?
Well, maybe not. But we'll just inform the viewers that the next time we're on is sometime after spring break.
So enjoy your spring break. Of course. Enjoy your midterms even.
Definitely. Have a good night, all.
Have a good night.